What's up everyone, my name is Emilio, and in this video I'm going to be talking about why I quit being a landlord. First off, let me start off by giving you a little history about myself. If you've been following my channel, you know that I've been doing real estate investing for about 7 years. I first started off by learning how to wholesale, and throughout my process, I went from learning how to wholesale. I started doing some flips here and there. I started buying some rentals. I was trying to wholesale vacant land, a whole bunch of stuff. I was trying to all these different things to make money in real estate. And what I realized is that I'm really good at wholesaling. I really didn't like flipping because I always wanted to keep the property. Whenever I sold it, I'm like, man, I probably should have kept that and got a loan on it and refinanced it. So what I did was I realized that I think that buying the rentals was the best way to go about it. So after 7 years, I went from doing 1 or 2 properties to 5 or 6 properties, then 6 and 8 properties, and I was managing those properties all by myself, and then it started to fall apart. And what I wanted to do was talk about some of the pros about being your own landlord and some of the cons about being your own landlord, and what I discovered about myself and who I am, and maybe give you some things that you never thought about before. Whether you wanted to be your own landlord, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm not saying it's a good thing. I believe that when you're real estate investing, there's so many different ways that you could invest in real estate, and not everything works for everybody. Some people are really good at doing Airbnb. Some people are really good at flipping. Some people are good at being a landlord. It just depends on who you are and what you want to get out of real estate investing and how you enjoy it, which is best. So let me start off with the pros of being a landlord. So pro tip number 1 is you gain a lot of experience really fast. So you gain experience on how to deal with contractors, how to deal with tenants, finding tenants, handling repairs and maintenance, collecting the rent, marketing the property. I mean, there's a lot of things that goes into renting out a property, dealing with various people in your property, like tenants and contractors. So you do gain a lot of experience pretty quickly. The second pro is you know everything that's going in and out of your property because you're handling it all. You know the contractors, you see the quality of work that they're putting in, the tenants, you're handpicking the tenants, so you know who's living in your property. You know exactly what's going on, because when they have a repair, you know what's going wrong with the house. You know what kind of tenant you're dealing with. You get to see the quality of work that's happening when the contractor is fixing it. You could, micromanage that property, and really, if you're a perfectionist or however you want to handle your property, you are in control of everything. So if you like that, then that's a pro for you. And the third pro tip, and probably one of the biggest reasons why a lot of people want to be their own landlord, is they save money. You don't have to pay some property manager a certain percentage of the rent. All the rent comes to you. When you have a contractor, you know what that contractor is charging you. The property manager isn't using their own contractor or like buying unnecessary materials. You have more control over that, and you save a lot more money by not getting charged the property management fees. So those are some points of the pros. I'm sure there's a lot more, but to be perfectly honest, those are the biggest. Those are like the biggest ones that I could think of. Honestly, for me, it was really when I was thinking about maybe can I manage all these properties myself and save all that money myself. And in my situation, I really felt it was best to start delegating that off to somebody else. And the number one reason why, I'm going to just cut to the chase, biggest reason for me, honestly, was it's an extremely demanding job. There's always something that's breaking. There's a tenant that's not paying rent. You have to deal with evictions. You have to drive out and fix the property. Like, a lot of times I couldn't find people to repair it. I am at best, on a scale of 1 to 2, on number 3, a 3 on the handyman scale. So sometimes when I couldn't find anybody, or I would just do the repairs myself. So I'd have to drive out there. If it was like a last minute fix, the late night calls, this broke, I need this fixed, things like that. It's just very demanding. And again, if you are the personality type that wants to do that and it's your property, you take pride in that, then by all means keep being a landlord. But for me, what I realized, it was demanding and it was taking away from different activities that I'd rather focus on that could make me more money, as far as like the active income or things that I actually wanted to do. Yeah, so it's very demanding. So be prepared for the late night calls. Be prepared for like tenants giving the sob stories. They're like, "Oh, I'm a day late. Rent is $1,000, but here's $200, and then I only $800 more." And then a week later, they give you like $75, and then it starts to tack on. And be prepared for stuff like that. You'll also be handling your own evictions. So, I mean, you have to be very thorough when it comes to picking your tenants. My problem was I'm too nice of a person, to be perfectly honest. Like, if you follow my channel, you know that I'm fair, I'm reasonable, and when it comes to tenants, you can't have somebody like that. No, you got to be careful, because if a tenant senses that you are, you're very agreeable and they can kind of push you around, they will take advantage of you. I'm not saying that all tenants are like that, but we all know that there are people that will take advantage of a person's kindness. And for me, I was really bad at picking tenants because I wasn't very thorough with the picking process. Being a landlord, to me, I either had to change myself, or I could just have somebody on my team and let them do it because that's what they're good at. Find out what you do best and delegate the rest. Because when you start working and start expanding your real estate business, you're going to find out that you can't do everything yourself. You need to bring people on your team that are really good and will have your back, and take care of the things that you can't take care of. Another con is that with you learning how to do everything with the rental property, finding the contractors, actually having contractors do a crappy job, and then finding another contractor and paying more money to repair what the first contractor did. By you learning these mistakes, you'll actually spend more money by going through the mistakes, where you could just hire somebody that maybe they charge a little bit more, but they're more efficient with their job. They may spend a little bit more, but you're not making those mistakes and just spending money on those mistakes. And you're also, again, saving time for yourself to do things that are more important, where you could honestly just make more money doing something else. And the final con, it's very difficult to scale. If I was managing 4 of my properties, it would be difficult for me to take on 5 or 6 or 7 more, or maybe even 10 to 20 more. There are a lot of investors out there that own hundreds and hundreds of properties. And me, I'm in it for the long haul. I do want to have hundreds of properties one day, and I can't even imagine managing that many properties by myself. I would rather just have someone on my team that handles all of that stuff. And yes, I do pay a little bit, but the thing is that's an investment for them. Like, if you truly feel like, if you're running a business, you want to be compensated for your time and for your effort. So, and if you do a good job, you deservedly earn that money. So if your property manager is giving you value, if they're providing you value, then I gladly pay the property management fee every month. I never complain about it. I'm happy about it, because it just puts this weight off of my shoulder. Let me tell you, when I first started giving away my properties, I didn't give away all my properties at once. It first started with like one property, and was the problem property. It was usually the worst one that I'm like, I got somebody in there. It was my fault they're in there. They're late on payments. They're giving me excuses, and I realized that I am way too empathetic and way too nice. So I started giving one property away, and then it felt really good to just like not get those calls anymore. And eventually, honestly, they paid like, my property manager got, I think, like 5 months of back rent, probably like 6 weeks later, where it took me I couldn't even get it done. I couldn't even get 1 month done. And in 6 weeks, she got like almost all of the back rent. It's amazing. I feel like, for me, being a landlord is not what I'm good at. However, I do know that owning real estate and owning cash flowing properties is a great way to build wealth and to gain assets. So just because I'm not good at landlording doesn't mean that I can't be in the rental space. So for me, I want to own a lot of properties and have a good solid team of people that are providing value and they're doing their job, and All these properties are rented, and sometimes we have vacancies and sometimes we have repairs, but I don't get the calls anymore. I get to focus on what I do best, which is finding deals, wholesaling, making these YouTube channels, making these YouTube videos, sharing my knowledge with you. I get to focus on that instead of going to some place where I honestly, when I was making repairs or making calls for like past due payments, stuff like, it was, I hated it, every little bit of it. But does that mean I shouldn't be a real estate investor and not invest in properties? No, it just means that that's just something that I don't want to do, and that's perfectly fine. With my business in wholesaling, there's a lot of things that I can do, but I don't like doing, so I started adding people to my team. So just start thinking about, do you like doing this landlording thing? If you do, then keep doing it. I talk to plenty of landlords out there that have 18 to 20 properties, and they all manage it themselves. They tell me about their day, and I couldn't imagine doing it. This isn't advice on how you should run your business, but how you run your real estate and investing business, whether you do wholesaling or flips or rentals. You're going to learn that there are some things that you like and that you're really good at, and some things that you don't want to deal with. And finding those people that could join your team and do those things for you can let you focus on the things that you're really good at and that you're really passionate about. So that's why I decided to quit landlording. And I really hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that I am helping you out in your real estate investing journey. If you like this video, please subscribe to the channel, comment below, let me know of any other topics that you want me to cover. There's a link in the description below of where you can reach out to me and ask me any questions. I'm happy to help. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll talk to you soon.